instead of me taking a little bit of a break, which usually I do, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to power through it and go right into this. I'm going to do love next. We're just going to do it that way. I got a strong hit with love. As soon as I was getting up to turn the video off of the business one, Spirit's like, no, now do the love one. So there's a connection between business and love for some. For the ones that are going to resonate with these two messages I'm doing today. So let's talk about it. This one's going to be love, and it's strong sense of kind of tapping into what I had in the last one. In this last video I posted about business, we have an individual here who is going to be making a decision, or either they're doing it right now, or they've already done it like recently. Whether they've taken action or not, they've decided. So it's an internal thing, or this is coming. I think someone's like, they're going to make a solid final decision, and this is on their relationship. I feel that the majority of whoever is going to resonate with this is in a relationship with someone, or they're dealing with a person romantically. I don't know if they have a title of partners or spouses or girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance. I don't know if they have a certain label for each other, but I feel like the majority, this is an individual who is in a relationship of some kind. Could even have to do with the relationship a person has with their friends, or a particular friend, or the relationship that a person has with their family or a family member. Someone's making a final decision. What is the final decision? I don't really know, but it could be abrupt. It could be an abrupt decision. It can be something that is, because I was getting up. I was 100% not going to do another message right away. I was going to take a break, drink some more hot tea, but no. So someone is going to be making an abrupt decision. It doesn't mean it's not a decision they haven't thought about. This is definitely a decision someone's thought about. They've thought well and hard about it. That's what Spirit's saying. But I think they just get to the point where it's like a knowing. Maybe somebody has spiritual gifts here. Clear knowing. Somebody has claircognizance here. Maybe some of you know you have that gift if this is you. Or maybe you don't know it, but now you do. Congratulations. I love when my gifts open up. I just found out myself that I had a spiritual gift I didn't know. But I also have claircognizance. So if you don't know what that is, Google it. I'll try to remember to put that down in the comments so you don't have to Google it. Yeah, some of you definitely have claircognizance. And by that I mean, as soon as I got up to do something completely different than I'm doing right now, it was a clear knowing. Like I got hit with just information out of nowhere. A clear understanding of what my next move was, and I couldn't do anything but to do it. It was like, I know I have to do this. You could call it following one's gut, not heart necessarily, because your heart can lead you astray. But this is a gut feeling. Someone realizes who they've been dealing with is trying to instill fear in them, and fear is very different than intuition. When you have a fear about something, that means that's a red flag. When you don't have a fear about something, when it's like, okay, I just know, it's a clear knowing, it's a knowing that this is where I go, this is what I do, whatever it be, that's your gut. That's a yes. When there's a fear involved, this is an easy thing that we all forget. You know, if we could just ask ourselves that, am I doing this out of fear? Fear of what others will think? Is my actions right now because I'm scared of what others will think? Are my actions right now true? Are what I'm doing and how I'm living and the choice I'm having to make, is this what I want? Is this what my gut tells me I need to do? Or am I only doing this and choosing these actions and taking these measures because the people around me, I'm trying to keep them happy? That comes from fear. So we don't want to live in fear, right? And I think someone's going to have like they're going to step outside of worrying about what others think and even their own lack of understanding is what I'm hearing. Someone may be like, I don't even know how this is going to end if I take this path. If I go handle this business, if I go do what I'm feeling like I need to do, I know I need to do. I don't know, there's no guarantee how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to do it anyway because I feel called. It's claircognizance. I said claircognizance. Claircognizance. This is clear knowing. This is someone who's like, I know. I just understand something all of a sudden. And I'm hearing painting the roses red, painting the roses red, painting the roses red. Some of you could practice yoga or something here to do with stretching, or even those, you know, those things that you lay on and they stretch your back. I see something about stretching or yoga or chiropractic or, you know, what do you call that? I don't want to do it again. I've only done it once. What's that? Acupuncture. I love acupuncture. I want to do it again so bad. And I don't know, I'm getting something about stretching the body or laying on that blue thing, or, you know, that it's like an inverted table or something like that. Stretching. Pilates, I'm also hearing yoga. Chiropractor, like stretching or adjusting. Okay, going, this is circled right back around. So this is an individual who is adjusting. So it's probably going to be an ending here, and I got an ending yesterday. And the reason I say that is because usually when you're adjusting something in your life and you have to make an abrupt decision, not a decision that is impulsive. There's a difference. This is something that someone has well thought out, but others have tried to prohibit it from happening, and this person has allowed it because they've been in fear. But this is an individual who's like, I'm not going to be in fear. I know myself, and I'm hearing, and I know God. I know myself and I know God, and where he leads, I'll follow. Whoa, that is powerful. I got chills. It doesn't have to make sense because the fear is coming from control, which comes from Satan, which comes from evil. It comes from what wants you to stay captive. That is not of God. That is not of love. Love liberates. Love is free. Love says, go, spread your wings, do what you do, shine bright like a diamond. You know, that's love. And I think there's an individual here who's like, their heart, their soul has been telling them, go do this. Go here to this place. It's very biblical today. It's like, go here to this place. And someone's faith is pushing them out of partnerships with people. Someone's faith is pushing them out of bad business. Someone's faith is pushing them away from partners, their romantic partners, their spouses. I'm getting a huge biblical message, guys. I'm getting something about Abraham and Isaac and the faith. I'm hearing a mustard seed, something about faith as a mustard seed. I used to have a necklace that had a little mustard seed in it. This lady, I used to go to church a long time ago. It was a Church of Christ. And I grew up that way. For those of you who are new here, I grew up Church of Christ. And like strict Church of Christ, conservative Church of Christ. Like some of the ladies even covered their heads. No instrumental music, you have to look it up. Conservative Church of Christ. You know, Abraham and Isaac, like that took a whole lot of, well, hell, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, let's look it up. God orders Abraham to sacrifice his son Isaac at Moriah. As Abraham begins to comply, having bound Isaac to an altar, he bound his own son. He was straight up going to do it because he felt called from God. He didn't feel called. Correction. He was called, and he did it, right? He is stopped by the angel of the Lord. A ram appears. Oh, a ram, Aries. A ram appears and is slaughtered in Isaac's stead as God commends Abraham's pious obedience. He commends, I say commands, commends Abraham's pious obedience. And then I'm also hearing something about I took your place. I'm getting a whole different story now. Now hold on to that one. That's definitely a message for the majority. I'm getting a side one that's less, it's very small. Someone here has got with an individual who had a past, but both of them had a past. Everybody got a past, okay? Unless you're 12 watching me, and you can't be because this is an adult channel. So everyone has a past. Everyone has exes. We may even have ex-mama, baby mamas, baby daddies. It doesn't matter. We all have a past. I'm getting that there are two people from this Abraham and Isaac story who got together. One of them, it seems like the female, has got with someone who already had children or something, and they had issues, or they talked a lot of shit about the woman they had kids with. Like they were very ugly about this person, and the things that they've tried to do, just horrible. But they had the person they were with fucking believe in it, right? Like, they had this person believe in it. But now I think this person's been with this individual long enough that they're starting to see, now this could be opposite genders too, it could be switched. But I'm getting it strongly. And I'm getting that someone here is starting to see, like, in fact, they're even almost like, I feel like I took your place. So maybe now it's not working out with them. And so this person starts acting towards them how they did their own ex. And it's like now they've become the bad one, right? And it's like, okay, so maybe the original person wasn't so bad after all, and you just really couldn't handle them. It's something like that. All right, but going back to the other thing about the Abraham and Isaac. So someone here is like in this love thing with the adjusting, stretchings. And when you think about stretching, you're realigning. And then a butterfly just flew in front of my window. It looked like the most white, beautiful, shiny ass butterfly I've ever seen. It was so fast though, just boop. It looked white. It could have been yellow. More than likely it was yellow, which is my favorite color. But it looked yellow, almost. It was so fast though and bright. It definitely wasn't orange. Anyway, could be an angel message here. And also a butterfly is a symbol of transformation, metamorphosis. It don't ever go back to being the caterpillar. This is someone who's like, once I make this decision, which I think they're doing right now, or it is in the immediate future, it's fast energy. That butterfly went zoop. I said zoop. I said zoop zoop. Oh, I'm starting to feel a little better. Still tired though, but we're gonna work through it. But anyway, yeah, this is a person who's like, I feel called. It's, you know, they may even feel called by God. Like they know that this is the path they're supposed to take. It's honestly something that they don't even want to explain to other people, why they know that they're meant to do this or have this business over here. It has something to do with business. If you're watching this one, you may want to watch the one I'm posting about business, because I think they're hand in hand. Hand in hand. Something to do with the hands is very specific. Hand in hand. Like, I mean actual hands, something specific. I don't know if this is an agreement, hand in hand, or it has something to do with anything that could deal with the hands. You have fingerprints, DNA, right? Identification is on your hands. You have rings on your hands, it could do with rings. You have, some of you can have tattoos on your hands. You have agreements that happen with hands. You also wipe shit with hands, you know? A lot happens with hands. You do work with hands. There's a song, I'm hearing Daddy's Hands. There was a song when my grandfather died. Me and my aunt sang at his funeral. We sang that song. It's an old song. It's called Daddy's Hands. It was like Daddy's Hands. I don't remember. I don't know why I'm channeling that here. But something to do with Daddy's hands. Were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard to steal when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I'd come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. I don't know what the shit that's about. What? I don't know. Let's look it up. Okay. For some, this could be, if this is a relationship that's ending and there are people that have children already, or this is someone who does have kids. I don't know how old these kids are. I don't know their genders. I just know this is another story I'm getting, because I started channeling Daddy's hands out of nowhere. I think this is a masculine who could be making a decision that the children do not understand, and they may be very against it, and they may be, you know, maybe there's friction between the parents, and it's causing you know, they don't understand why their dad is making this decision. Something like that. They don't understand why this decision is being made. Because also go back to Abraham and Isaac. That also has to do with daddy's hands. Your daddy's hands put you on an altar, son. Your daddy's hands almost barbecued your ass. Because your daddy was following God. God said that. He's got jokes. I bet Isaac didn't get off that altar fucking laughing. He was probably like... Can you imagine? I'm crying thinking about it. Shit. Woo! I'd be like, damn! I would never, ever go against God after that. If I was Isaac, I'd be like, yes, sir. No, sir. Like, you know, shit. So someone here, maybe their parents or their children are not realizing that their parents know best. In this situation, and they know that what they have to do, it could be a business thing. Like, I have to go here. But they don't get it. They don't understand. And it's like, maybe it's, you know, sometimes people in the military do that. I mean, imagine how their family feels, but that's their job. That's what they do. They have to leave for that. But I get that it's different. I get that there's a relationship that's ending. Someone's making an abrupt decision. They've thought about it before. And if it's not ending, and this is not even something anyone's talked about, this is all up in someone's head. Leaving someone. Someone has definitely pondered leaving someone. May not be anything they've done on the outside, but the energy with that butterfly, the butterfly never goes back to being the caterpillar. Once the caterpillar becomes the butterfly, that's it. That's it forever until it dies, you know? Like, that's a finality. That's a death. They're two completely different things. That's a complete death. A metamorphosis. It's like the cicada, you know? Resurrection. It's like Abraham and Isaac, you know? There's also an underlying, that's not underlying. I think this is the hidden gem. I think this is the elephant in the room that people aren't seeing, but someone sees it. The biggest, beautifulest, the biggest, most beautiful thing about all these little messages here, getting the main picture, is that someone, there's a saving grace. The ram was the saving grace with Abraham and Isaac. Daddy's hands, the saving grace is whatever enlightenment that this masculine is having. It could be about another person, you know, or something over here. It's a different entity over here. But it's of higher knowledge. It's kind of like bird's eye view. This is an awakened individual, highly aware of the truth. And they may have been raising their family or raised in a family or both to be very programmed. And I think this is an individual whose programs are failing, and they realize the truth. They are the butterfly now, and they have to fly. They no longer crawl the ground or up trees. They can fly. They can go anywhere. They are not held back. This is someone who doesn't want to be held back anymore. That butterfly does not ever go back to being a caterpillar. It wants to fly. It wants to do what it wants to do, and it's able to because it fucking earned it, because it went through a painful experience of loss. It completely lost identity of what it was. It completely loses everything. It loses the shell that kept it safe, or the little cocoon that keeps it safe. It loses its little safety net, you know? I tell you all the time, you lose. If you want to grow and elevate, loss is inevitable. You have to be willing to lose. And sometimes you lose support. You lose a lot, you know? You lose family, kids. You lose a lot. But then you're free. And then all the other caterpillars that are still stuck either in their cocoons, which they're going to be there right with you too. They just don't want to go through the pain, you know. Or the ones on the ground don't want to go through the pain. The ones in the trees and the bushes, they don't want to go through the pain. They're all bitching at you being up there flying around because they don't understand it, because there's a jealousy. Because there's like, I want to do it, and it's like, if you want to do it, then you have to elevate in your own time, in your own way, and you could come out looking like a whole different butterfly than me. You have a whole different ass mission. You're attracted to whole different ass things. You need to fly over there in a different ass place. I am flying in a different ass place myself. I just want to be free. Yeah, I'm free. Free falling. I feel like someone, honestly, I'm just going to say it. Somebody could have fallen in love with another person and they're leaving someone. That doesn't mean that they're going to be with this person. But they have to follow their heart. Even if it means being single. It's better than being controlled. Nobody wants that. That's not love. That's definitely not popular opinion either. So more loss happens. More loss happens. Like when I said I don't vote, and I've never voted, and I'll never vote. More loss happens. Loss, 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 loss. And you just keep piling it on because you're like, well, let the old fall away. Please, God, let it fall away. I call on more. I call on more. If this means that the more weight comes off me, I can fly fucking higher, so be it. Somebody does not want to be tied down. They don't want to be tied down with, it doesn't mean that they're non-committal. This is like an entrepreneur because it goes along with business. This is somebody who owns their own business. This is someone who, and if they don't, they either have or they damn well could, or that's exactly where they're going. That's what they're doing. This is an individual who has so much faith in where their soul, their gut is telling them to go, where their God is telling them to go. They know, okay? This is a clear knowing, claircognizance. We're going to circle back around again. This is someone willing to make the sacrifice, Abraham and Isaac. They're willing to make the sacrifice if it is God's will. If it is what is meant to happen. And I truly believe that someone believes in their soul. Like, they don't just believe, like they know, okay? This is a knowing. This is someone who knows, and what you know, not others have to understand. I mean, whoever, think about it, like whoever came up with like the first language, or the first 2 different languages, right? I bet nobody understood them at first. They're like, what? Like, I had to start from somewhere. Imagine. I always go back to the beginning. Where did this start? Where did this start? And why do we practice these things? Why do we practice these rituals? Like voting is a ritual. It is. So I'm going to leave it here because we got 2 messages and I think we're good. I think we got out what we needed. Thank you guys. Thank you for bearing with me while I deal with this little allergy mess going on. I'm going to go drink some more tea and talk to you later.